Hello, Virgo. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. How are you, Virgo? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. Got some oracle cards. We are going to throw them down for the week ahead. It's always for the week ahead I'm reading for, Virgo. If you're brand new, you wouldn't know that, but if you are the ride or die, you know what's going down here already, right? I am going to pull out the tarot and we're going to clarify these energies as well. And let's find out what's going on for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Welcome here if you've never been here before. If you'd like to stay, there is a subscription button down the bottom right-hand corner of this little square where I live. Virgo, let's find out what's going on for you in the week ahead. Whenever you get this, it's going to be for the week ahead. We've got the Coyote Spirit. It says, trust in divine detours. So when I see this card, divine detours definitely are a tower. Card number 16 in the tarot is a tower. So I feel like you've had your eye on something, Virgo. Like, look, you're very planned. You know where you're going. You know all the details usually. It feels like you already have a plan about what you want to do. And it feels like your plan is going to be detoured, is what it feels like. I hate to be the bearer of the changing news. Look, you are a mutable sign, but you can be just as grounded and stuck as just the other rest of the earth signs. The earth signs like to do things slowly and in order. So I feel like you're supposed to trust in the divine detour, but it feels like you have your eye on something. So it feels like you've been maybe building towards something, or you have all the plans in place. And I feel like a tower is going to show up and shift you into something, some different energy or to a different path. We do have card number 13 that says claim your independence. Look, I can't even write that. Got card number 16, which is tower. Now we have card number 13, which is death in the tarot. So it feels like there is definitely going to be some sort of really big change, a realization, or an aha moment that makes you take a different turn here, Virgo, is what it feels like. Claim your independence. Card number 13 is a 4. Look, you're going to end up with stability at the end of all of this, it feels like, but it's going to terrorize you just a little bit while things are all changing up. Tell me about Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Virgo, please. What else does Virgo need to know about the week ahead? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. All right. Yep, it's a roll of the dice. Look, you're leaving something in the rear view mirror. You're leaving something. It's card number 19. I feel like, the card number 19 in the tarot is the sun, and it feels to me like you see something for what it is in the week ahead, Virgo. And you've decided, I've got to roll the dice. I've got to leave something in the distance behind me, and I've got to go where the sun is, because I feel card number 19 is telling me not only that it's the sun, because in the major arcana, card number 19 is the sun. It's not only that you can see all the details, it makes me feel like card number 1 and 9 is a 10, and then 10s break down to a 1. It's the beginning of something. So the tower comes to move away all the energy that is not necessary for the path that you were supposed to go on anyway. It's like the universe was waiting for you to make the detour, but because you didn't, the tower had to come and bring the shift. And so I feel like you are going to see the reasons why you had to leave something in the rearview mirror, and then you had to take a chance on moving forward. Yeah, it does feel like you had your eye on something here. It's like you were building your path toward that for a while, and the focus tells me that you were just about ready to get the bullseye. Got card number 4. 1 and 3 is 4. We're starting to see repeated numbers, so maybe you've been seeing 4s. And if you had, it's about your stability. It feels like something is going to shift, but it's going to make you feel far more stable, and it's going to make sense because the sun is out. It's going to make sense as to why all things are about to shift for you. Tell me about Virgo. One more card, and then we'll get to the tarot, Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. We've got grief. Boy, yes. And that's the thing, right? Especially as planned as you are, it's like you've gone over every single thing that could have gone wrong, but you didn't account for the tower. It says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So it does feel like you are going to see something as a loss. And so whatever you have to leave behind, whatever you're going to be seeing in the rearview mirror, it feels like it jumbles up all of your plans. You got to roll the dice, and you got to go with it. You got to roll with it, friend. We have indecision, and I think you're going to fight it. Look, you can't fight the Tower. It's just going to aggravate you if you try and fight the Tower. I think you're going to see the reasons why everything is changing soon, but we have indecision. It says, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. So I feel like there is a big change coming up for you here, and it is going to aggravate you. It's going to give you grief. I don't think this is intense grief, like the loss of a friend or a relationship or a person. I don't think that's what this is. I think that you are understanding that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And so I feel like you're going to appreciate something that you were planning toward, but something, the only time the Tower shows up is to remove something. So they can put something in its place that is much better. It comes to clear the energy. All right, let's look at tarot for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Virgo, the 10% sale is over, but I'm still offering 75% off of your first face-to-face reading with me if you're interested in doing that. 75% off as an introductory offer if you'd like to do that. Please go check Hipsy in the pinned comment, please. And I'm also going to be extending this reading and putting it in my membership area. So if you're interested in some extensions, you will find them over there. And let's find out what's going on for you, Virgo. Check the pinned comment. Virgo, tell me about this trust in divine detours. We have the 9 of Pentacles. See, I really do feel that the divine detour is taking you to a place of abundance. You're going to get stability. You're going to feel confident. It really does feel like this is a good turn of events, but it's not going to look like it when it happens because it's going to destroy the plan that you had moving forward. Tell me about the dice and chance. The universe wants you to take a chance in doing something outside of your comfort zone. We do have the Queen of Pentacles. See, it goes from the 9 to the Queen. It's going to work out for you in the very best way. It's going to give you stability. It's going to give you better health. I feel like it leads to a place where you no longer have stress about something. It feels like it is balanced or solid, I want to say. And so it is very abundant, I would say, because of the 2 cards that we have here. And look, 9 and 1 is 10. She's carrying a pentacle. That's 10 pentacles. There's something really good showing up for you, but first you got to go through the Tower to clear away what is not necessary in order for you to be able to move forward. Tell me about grief, please. Tell me about grief for Virgo. Tell me about grief. Tell me about grief. And then we have the Lovers. Okay, so for some of you, I'm going to say for some of you, this could be a relationship that you're leaving in the rearview mirror. But for some of you, understand that this Lovers is a choice. So I feel like this is a choice that you made. And in making that choice, the universe then answers back with the Tower and says, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, then we've got to redirect you here. And so I feel like you're going to see why the redirection had to happen here. Let's clarify a little bit and find out more for you. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Virgo. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. You're holding back. You are trying to fight the Tower, Virgo. You're going to do everything within your control to not go through this change because you like when things go to plan. But the Ace of Cups is in the reverse. Why is the Ace of Cups in the reverse, please? We do have the Page of Cups. It does feel like redirection. It feels like with the Ace of Cups that this is going to be disheartening, is what it's feeling like to me, that you've been holding on to something so tight. It's the plans that you've made, I feel, and you're trying to hold back from the changes, from the Tower showing up, and it feels disheartening. But I feel like with the Page of Cups here, it is a surprise, but I feel like it's a good surprise because the Page is about good news. It's going to make you happier than you've been before, but not until the sun comes out. I feel like it's while you're in this place of the tower falling, it doesn't make sense. You're in the dark. It's terrifying, possibly. Maybe it's just irritating, I would say. More irritating for you, Virgo, because you had all the plans in place. Something is going to fall through. It could be a relationship, but listen, it could be a job you wanted. It could be whatever is of the heart space. Maybe somebody was supposed to will you a home. Maybe, you know what I mean? It feels like it lets you down in the heart space. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles, please. But look, it replaces it with really a lot of abundance, beauty, good health, stability. Like it feels like it is a really good change, but you've got to go through the change, right? We've got the Seven of Swords. Nope, you're not having it. No, you're like, son of a, right? That's what it feels like here. You feel deceived by the universe is what it is. You feel like nothing ever goes to plan for me. I've been planning for this for possibly years, and now it's not working out for me. The Seven of Swords feels to me like you are feeling deceived by your own abundance, or you're being deceived by your plan, or deceived by the universe. We do have the Page of Pentacles. You've got to start over, or start at the beginning, or rewrite the plan, is what it feels like here. Tell me about the Page of Pentacles. I think it's something that that you were supposed to learn, and the universe was letting you move forward to see if you were going to stop and learn that thing. But I think that you were just sticking to the plan, regardless of what was going on here. We've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. You know what it does? It slows you down. It slows you down. It slows down your thinking. It makes you re-look at something. It makes you stop moving forward so quickly. It feels like the universe is slowing you down because there is a different opportunity that is not going to be a Nine of Pentacles opportunity. It's going to be a Ten of Pentacles opportunity. And it's also going to be the ability to be very solid and grounded. It feels very abundant, but you're still going to feel like... and the thing is that we've got the Seven of Swords and the one in the hand of the Knight. So the Eight of Swords is, my hands are tied. There's nothing I can do about this. I'm watching the tower fall in the distance. As I'm driving away, I see the tower falling in the rearview mirror, and it feels like the universe is doing this to slow you down for some reason. What's the reason here that we're slowing Virgo down? We've got the Six of Cups. We've got the Knight of Wands, and we've got the King of Wands. It feels like you were running at something that wasn't for you. I feel like with the Knight of Wands here, like the Knight of Wands isn't listening to anybody. The Knight of Wands is just doing what they want. They're taking a risk and they're just running at it. They're doing what they want. I feel like the universe is trying to slow you down to be the King of Wands. So you will, because the King of Wands is the grown-up Knight of Wands, right? So the King of Wands is somebody who is still taking small risks, but educated risks, and they're not running at things. They just know what they want and they go get it, but they've had to reel in their passions. So I think that the universe felt that you were making some sort of a reckless decision. And I know, you're planned. You're always planned, but it feels like it would have affected maybe your loved ones or your family. It feels like this is something that you're doing because of an old programming, I'm going to say, with the Six of Cups here. Old thoughts, old programmings. It feels like this is something that you were doing because it's worked for you before. But I feel like the universe is making you slow down or reel it in just a little bit to take stock, to look over things, to look over details with the Knight of Swords here. Tell me about the Lovers, please. Tell me about the Lovers for Virgo. There it is, the tower. I felt it. So the tower is what you're watching fall as you drive away. You're watching it fall in the rearview mirror. It's like you get out of there in the nick of time. Look, it's not a disaster. I'm not saying it's a disaster. What I'm saying is whatever it is you get out in the nick of time. You decide to take the turn, I'm going to say. You decide to take the turn, and as you do, whatever it is falling down, and you can see it in the rearview mirror as you leave here, knowing that you're not going to be able to go back there. So we have the Two of Swords, which is a block. So there we go. It does feel like, Virgo, that you were dead set on doing what your plan was, and that plan was not supposed to be the plan. I feel like it wouldn't have worked. It probably would have fallen to the ground, and it feels like you were blocked. You were dead set against listening to the universe. And it feels like this ending had to come because you need to claim your independence. Look, there's independence right here with the Nine of Pentacles. I just pulled the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and that's a bunch of breadcrumbing. So if this is a relationship we're talking about, it feels like something fell apart for a reason. And that seems to be a theme today as I'm reading, whether it's private readings or it seems like everybody's being redirected now because this new moon is already here, right, on the 27th. Just a couple of days ago, we had the new moon and we're heading to the full moon. And so things are falling to the ground so other things can show up. I feel in your case, for some of you, it might have been a relationship. It might have been a relationship where you were putting in too much energy and time and money, and you were getting breadcrumbed, and maybe you were ignoring that. But even though I feel like you were in this grief energy, it feels like something's being removed from your path, Virgo, in order for you to be able to move forward. You were not veering away from the path. The universe saw it. You were not going anywhere. You were going to keep going. Even though you were in indecision and maybe a little bit of fear, you were going to keep going no matter what because you wanted to stick to the plan. I'm just going to put down a few cards here to see what is coming up here. And that's what I'm going to be reading when I go into the extended energy in the membership area, if that's what you'd like to do, if you'd like to come there and watch. We do have the Five of Wands. We have the Five of Cups. So there's indecision here, right? And this card says, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. And so I feel like this lesson is the universe trying to get you to listen to your intuition over your service. Look, I think that's it, Virgo. You are always ready to serve, to help. You're the caregiver. And I feel like the universe had to throw a tower because I feel like you had to learn how to use your intuition in order to, and so you could change paths because you were, I'm going to say I don't think you're being sucked in, understand, but the words I'm using is sucked in because it feels like you would have fallen into the pit of service in being in service of somebody else again. We've got the Five of Cups and the Five of Wands here, and we have the Six of Swords. This was the only way that the universe could get you to move forward to the new path. It's the only way. Now, I feel like this Six of Swords is something that I feel you don't want to do. It feels like with the Five of Cups here, it's something that you don't want to do. So I feel like you are holding back and fighting the tower, which is going to be a little tough for you, by the way. So we're going to clarify that tower and maybe find out exactly what I'm talking about, what sort of incident is coming up, and it might make sense to you more then. But the Five of Wands is like it's competition. It feels like you were in competition with somebody else you didn't know about. Like you're being breadcrumbed in some sort of relationship possibly, or it's a decision that you had already made that you wouldn't go back on. And the universe is saying, no, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out for you. You're going to give way more than you're going to get back. And it's going to leave you here in this energy. Now, when I see more than 1 5 show up, it's because something is about to change quickly. So in the extended, we're going to talk about what is about to change quickly, why you have to move on, and what's happening with this tower. I feel like it was to slow you down, by the way, and it feels like it is going to give you grief, and we're going to give you a few pointers here with the tarot to find out what you can do about this grief. About losing something that I feel that you were ready to completely embrace, even though it wasn't good for you. Look, we do have the Ace of Wands here. We're going to look at that too, because I feel like after the tower falls, that's what you end up with. You end up with some sort of really good, new, exciting, big energy that shows up and puts you on the right path, and we'll talk about that. If you'd like to see the extended, please look in the pinned comment. The link for the membership area is there. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here, and I do appreciate you, Virgo, and I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys take care. Bye-bye.